our last remote team decided to look at the emerging world of VR, and they realized that they could really reimagine how people interact with large sets of data. So they decided to build their project using cutting edge tools and also doing a lot of exploration into previously uncharted territory. So they were able to create something that I think is really unique, a really immersive experience that brings data to life. And I'm very excited to introduce you to the creative minds behind DataVR.
Thanks, Jeff. Hello, we are DataVR, an exploration into data visualization in the virtual reality space. My name is Jing Jia. My teammates are Robin Wilson and Daniel Ang. For our capstone project, we choose to work with React VR, an experimental library that uses React syntax to compose immersive VR scenes. React VR applications are cross-platform and can run on browser, mobile, and VR headsets. We built several experiments to explore React VR. In addition to build a bar chart, we built a scatter plot that you could manipulate and navigate in VR. With each data point mapped to 3D coordinates with shapes and colors specified, building a scatter plot as an extensible library also allows us to create cluster plots with few minor changes. These early experiments allow us to explore React VR. We learn to render objects, models, and manipulate the scene, camera, and light. I will hand over to Robin to talk about our technical implementation.
Our data points to VR coordinates converter takes in the dataset, column names, and the VR coordinates where you'd like to render. We then devised a formula to get the VR coordinates of each data point. Because we intended for these calculations to happen on the client side, we worked to get this component as performant as possible. After converting the data, we utilize Redux for state management along with some memoization in order to prevent unnecessary function calls. We then use React VR to do the rendering on the front end, which in turn leverages 3.js and WebVR. After these very traditional data visualizations in VR, we decided to fully utilize the VR medium. I'll allow Daniel to discuss.
Thanks, Robin. Real-time blockchain data represented a very unique challenge in terms of designing a compelling visualization. We settled on a metaphor of balloons to represent each transaction, like you see here in Mandalay and Cappadocia. To build this, we used WebSockets to consume real-time blockchain APIs and Redux to handle the stream of transactions. We then put it all together with React VR taking care of the rendering, animation, and interactive portions of the app. Each of these balloons that you see here represents a Bitcoin transaction happening in real time, with bigger balloons or airships for bigger sizes. In order for this to work with almost 300 transactions each day, that's 3 every second, we put an effort to optimize the performance of this app. We wanted it to run on mobile browsers with limited processing power. We learned to use React's performance tools to reduce the amount of re-rendering in an animation-heavy visualization. We also front-loaded computation to reduce the cost of rendering each component. We implemented graceful degradation of large image files for the mobile experience.
In conclusion, we found that immersive visualizations allowed people to relate to the data in a more active manner. Data ceases to be a visualization, but instead becomes an experience. You can find our visualizations at the following links. Feel free to check out the blockchain animation on your laptop or mobile device. We've thoroughly enjoyed working on this project and applying the skills and tools that FullStack has taught us over the last 3 months. Thank you for watching.
That was a very unique way to use the VR technology. It's very interesting. As I was watching some of those balloons move up in the sky, I was thinking about all the lost opportunities I've had in investing in Bitcoin.
It really is cool. I'm looking at it right now. It's very well done. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The blockchain one is very well done, and I'm excited to see kind of data visualization in VR because I do think it feels much more viscerally different than just looking at what we can see in 2D. So cool to see kind of early experiments in that. Yeah, very cool. I think so. One more reminder: if you want to vote for our blockchain VR or data-VR, like the post, like their pinned comment, and in general, I would say, yeah, those are amazing what people are accomplished from all connected only via the web and having never met in person to get the projects done as nicely as they have. That's especially VR projects too. I imagine there's some part of it that's harder to communicate in person.